We're live. Sorry about that, folks. That was unanticipated delay at the McDonald's drive-thru. I've cut it down to like one every now and then, and I only get on the app. You know what I mean? So I only go to the McDonald's. I mean, it's wild because that was the first one we complained about, but I only get the one coffee via the app. Dorito is going to be joining me here for this show in a second. I apologize that I just got the link to him right now, so hopefully he pops up here momentarily. We're going to get into some how drug programs. Now, I'm not an expert on the drug treatment programs in the UK. I realize a lot of you in the UK and overseas, so let me, definitely, I'm going to read some of these comments so I can get schooled myself on some of this stuff, you know what I mean? So let's see here. All right. Hi, Mick said hi way earlier. What's up, Mick? How you doing, buddy? Dupe said there's the Goodwood Festival on ITV. Okay. Thomas, what's up, brother? No, Pete says, is this some sort of intervention? No, this is just talking about how drug treatment programs for the hard kind of drugs, even alcohol in a way, or just the treatment programs are kind of a lot of bullshit in the country. Now, they do some good, but we're going to get into how you got people going to rehab 17, 18, 19, 20 times. I mean, how many people do you know who have been in rehab many, many times? And they go in with all good intentions, but like the efficacy of these programs has to be brought into question at some point. Like, why are they not treating some of this with marijuana things? You know what I mean? Like if somebody's hooked on, I don't know, whatever. I don't even want to mention the names of the drugs because I don't want to trigger the screens. You know what I'm talking about, smack, heroin, that kind of stuff. If they're hooked to that, why not give them a weed treatment program? Let them smoke the weed out of it. People who have the addictive personality, have that kind of mind, they don't like being in a state where they're in a regular mind. They want something to be there. And for them to, just totally cut it off sober, especially after they've been on, treatment programs with, if they've been on drugs for many, many years, for them to just go to they don't know how to operate that mind with that. And you can't pray something like that away, man. You can't. Yeah, I don't do drugs. I just smoke weed and drink caffeine. Well, it's weird, though, because, like, weed, the thought I'm processing weed has changed over the years, man. Like, I remember back in the day, dude, you couldn't, we went, I was a child of the Reagan 80s, man, that ran Ronald Reagan. And, like, they had the Just Say No, and they equated weed to, like, the devil's lettuce and then all them crazy terms. Like, I never thought in a million years back. I mean, because I'll admit I was not pro pot back in the day. I was, whatever. I wasn't really anti pot, but I was just like, I wasn't, because it was illegal and I wasn't in service. I could smoke it, so I really didn't care. But like now, obviously, where I've twisted now. All right, Deuce says, here we go. Here in the UK, there are barely any drug rehabilitation programs offered by the NHS or doctors anymore. They used to have a very well-known service. They got shut down because of cuts. That's another thing too, bro, is that they just fucking decimated the funding for this shit. Like, you can't have somebody go into a fucking 5-week out treatment program and expect them to change your life. I've seen these programs. I mean, all it is scare tactics, and they just, they question you. They don't treat you as a person. I've never been to drug rehab. I've never been quote unquote. So I've never been to like the inpatient shit. I've been, alcohol's and drugs. I mean, as you guys know, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I don't hide that at all. And like the one with the VA, man, the VA kind of saved it because I did just a couple of days, just detoxed and then got better, and I haven't drank since. And it's like that's the way you kind of. I mean, I wish the VA would be the model for like a lot of it. And I know a lot of people don't like the VA, but man, the way. For some things, bro, the VA is really good, man. It really is. I like the way they do it, man. They need to, in the funding too. It's like we have to have practical funding programs. Like, ladies and gentlemen, Dorito. What's up, buddy?
What's up, bro?
Chilling. We're just going over some of the comments. Saying hi to people in the chat. I've gotten to 10:45, so we're loading it up. Let's see. As it says, can Joey offer advice how to get rid of my $500 a day crack habit? Oh, that's true. Don't smoke crack is the way to get rid of that. Just don't smoke it.
It'll make you run down the street naked, picking your nose and probably
All right, as it says, can't get through. That's true. You need some shit to go through it. Skinner, what's up, Josh? How you doing, buddy? Doritos in the house, obviously. And it says rehabilitation where religion is involved means you're swapping one addiction for another, at least in drugs. That's very true, at least in the fact that, I mean, think about any rehabilitation. I don't know if you've ever been to like an AA meeting or if you've ever been sentenced to anything, you know somebody like that. Think about any of that stuff, Dorito. It's very, very God-based. You got to find a higher power. And at the end of the day, they can say what they want about higher power. We know what they're talking about. It's just higher power is just a code word for God, which is fine. But dude, I don't know about you because like I have a you know how much I smoke weed. You smoke weed too. Like it's so fucking boring to these programs. You sit there and you look around at some of these meetings, right? Like for example, an AA meeting. You know, there's probably, say you got 50 people in the room. You got 5 people who are really into it. They did good for themselves. They did a great job. And you got 45 other people who are just sitting there waiting for the meeting to end so they can get out of there and, you know, try to get their next thing. Yeah, it's
This is the thing, dude. This is my opinion of that. Now, you're talking to a guy. I was addicted to meth, and I didn't even realize it. I lost my parents. I started working for myself. Money was flying off the shelves. It was easy to have, between alcohol, the above, it was easy to have a $300 day of partying. You know what I mean? It was very easy. And then I met my wife. She got me straightened up, but I was on a suicide mission pretty much, bro. I didn't care what I was doing. So that's the mentality that you got to get out of if any of this stuff is going to work. And it took my wife basically leaving me. I met her and I kind of hid it for about 6 months. She found out, she left me, bro. And it took that for me to straighten up. I went voluntarily, not like I had those issues, but I wanted to see all of the different things that enveloped because of those drugs. See, right. I was a little bit more angry. So I went to anger management voluntarily. Luckily, I had benefits. I went to NA. I went to an actual psychologist to just try and figure out, because my marriage was everything to me, right?
Right.
Okay. So in my opinion of rehabs, the anger management, I say, you know, some people take what it brings to the table. Some people don't, like you said. People that are forced to do that stuff, 9 times out of 10, it wouldn't work. But people that voluntarily go to it because they have something in their life that they want to change and better, then it does work. Because you may not feel that you're worse than that worst person in that room, but you look at everybody else's situation and you go, fuck, my life's not that bad. What am I doing here? And you start thinking that way. So it wasn't like I did the NA thing for a little while, but that didn't work for me, bro. I looked at all these people that were destroying their lives, and I was still functioning. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm not that far gone.
In the meetings, too, dude, some of the meetings, in my opinion, they don't really focus. Like a lead meeting is the most common example. Lead meeting is where somebody gets up there and talks for 50 minutes about their experience, and then
I got my tokens, dude.
The lead meeting, in my opinion, dude, in some aspects, kind of turns into a brag session about what people got away with while they were using. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I robbed the bank and this and that. And that's like that's so counterintuitive to the ultimate goal, because people see so much. If I'm sitting there at a meeting, like, wow, they're talking about some fun shit there. Well, I need to find out that drug, you know. So in a way, some of that shit can be counterintuitive. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that was what was productive for me, was listening. Like, I only went to like 4 meetings. I got the book. I studied the book, bro. I went through it from front to back, bro, and I read it. It was really important for me. You know what I mean? And that was the shock, was seeing the shit that these people were doing, dude. The people that where they were slanging, how they were slanging it. It was nothing for me, dude. But this enveloped their life completely. And what I mean by it was nothing for me, the access wasn't a problem to whatever I needed. You know what I mean? That was never a problem. And cost was never a problem. It was the drug itself. Okay. And then I seen everything else that it created from this drug itself. And I said, fuck, this ain't me, bro. And it scared me because I didn't want to end up down that road. So it was more of a different, with me, it wasn't so much sober up because nothing was going to sober me up except for me. It was the fact of seeing what it could have really, how far down the hole like what it could have went. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, and my wife basically said, dude, I'm going to let you fall straight down the middle of that hole. You know what I mean? So it took that, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, what JB's saying here too, I'm the same way. I was like this with drugs. I never, because I was always in the guard. Like from when I was 18 till a couple of years ago, I was always in the service. So like the threat of getting fired for using something is very high. So I didn't really. I mean, I smoked like once or twice when I was in. Just when you're really drunk and you're at a party. You know how it goes. But like I never
the whole month.
Right, yeah. You got a whole month to get rid of it. And I would never do it. But like I had about 3 times I quit drinking in my life. I know that sounds silly, but you know how it goes. But back in '99, I had my second DUI in '89, so I had my 98, and then so I had do 10 days in jail in '99. So I did all the treatment programs. I really did a lot of the stuff. I went to the stuff, and then I was there at one of these things, and we were standing outside smoking cigarettes, and these guys were just talking about this and that. And then one guy's like, yeah, as soon as I leave here, I go get in my little bush thing. And there's like 30 or 40 guys standing out there smoking cigarettes. We're talking about how they drink. These guys are full of bullshit. I need to figure out another way to do this. And later, I got back into drinking because, I was 20.
Everybody did.
Yeah, if you're 23 years old, I don't want to drink for the rest of my life. I got a lot more stories to tell, which in turn, it did turn out. There was a lot more stories to tell. But the second time I quit drinking, 2005, and I just had enough because like I was just drinking all the time. And I had this girlfriend named Mandy, and she was down in we dated, but then she got she had multiple sclerosis, so she got in a nursing home. And I used that as an excuse to drink more, and she just ended up her dad hated me, and I was being a dick, and so she ended up dumping me. I was living with my buddy Chris. I called my dad. I was like, come pick me up, man. I'm done with this drinking bullshit. And I didn't drink for like another 5.5 years after that until 2010. And then I picked up again after Iraq for a while, for a long time. Then from like 2011 till 2018 was, off and on craziness. And in 18, I just, I had enough. I was at a meeting with one of my VA people, and I just sat there. So much came of that. It was a fucking crazy weekend, bro. To get into all that shit that happened that weekend was before. It was the weekend of the Raiders played the Browns in 2018, and we lost 45-20, 42. But that weekend and after that, I've been sober since then. So but there's, that's the thing. If you're out there, you're trying to quit, the first time is typically my experience. There are people who have done it. Oh, this is it. I know one guy, he had like one beer, got drunk once. That was it. He's like, fuck this. I'm never drinking again. But that's a serious outlier. That's a serious outlier. Most people with the addictive personalities, like we've been describing here, it's going to take a couple times. You have to. Oh, yeah, dude. You have to it's like quitting smoking. Think about people quitting smoking. How many try? That's what I was
going to say. This is the biggest drug for me right here, dude. This will kill me if I'm an idiot, no matter what. You know what I mean? And this when you smoke, this is the worst, but you do it. You know what I mean? And alcohol, I never really. Dude, I don't mind getting plowed every once in a while, but I don't really drink. You know what I mean? If I drink, I'll have a beer, maybe 2 beers here. You see that. Or I'll be out with the boys and like here barbecuing, like on my birthday, dude. Oh, you know what? We're going to get 20 Grolsch and we're just going to drink drunk. I'm going to wake up the next day. I'm going to hate it. And I'm not going to drink for another 6 months. You know what I mean? That's how alcohol has always been with me. And I've seen people just do some dumb shit, dude.
Oh yeah. Your brain turns off when you drink, dude. You black out if you drink too much.
Your brain turns off with about everything, dude.
Oh yeah.
You got to learn to control yourself, and it's not so much just your brain. It's when you're drunk, it's your animal nature as well, too, dude. Reality.
You do things when you're drunk. Oh yeah. Think about it. Most people who do crimes are usually drunk. They really are. They've probably been drinking, especially liquor. Liquor makes people so violent.
Crimes of passion to stupid shit. Yes.
Right. Right. Like somebody sitting there saying their wife, somebody messaged them, hey, your wife's cheating on you. And looking at it, all they have is a bottle of vodka and their whiskey and something they start drinking. Oh, it's a horrible fucking combination, dude.
Yeah, I would be the same way, dude. I would be like, who, where? And I would build it up for a month and stay real drunk all the time. And then that final day, I'd be going to jail.
I'm not going to read this Mick post, but I used to have a joke when I went up on stage. I said, I'm more stoned than a Palestinian adulterer. It's a funny concept.
But yeah, no, alcohol, I didn't see a problem. Cigarettes, I do see a problem. That meth crap, that was a problem, bro. And I didn't even realize it because it was just so accessible. And I mean, it just boom. And I didn't, it's still to this day, dude, I wouldn't look at it. I don't know. I look at it real weird, dude. I am against it. I have a big hate for it because of what it almost cost me.
Yeah.
But I'm a person that has ADD, so it was different for me. I guess that's why I didn't realize that I was getting it so addicted and so far into it. You know what I mean? Because I was the kind of person I could do a ganker 2 foot long and go to bed. And everybody used to trip out on that, dude. I'd be tearing. No, I'd be just my eyes teared like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep. And they'd be like, why did you do that? Just because it was there. And that was the thing, is it was access. So I think that you take from rehabs, any and every type, what you put into it. When it comes to religion is placed there for a filler, you're right, but it also builds your strength from within. So whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Allah, whatever higher power it is, that's what you need to look towards and build your strength from. And if you use it for a crutch, you're right. You're going to fall flat on your ass and start all over again.
The gateway drug, it's not really a drug, I would say. The gateway drug would be more the people you associate yourself with, your community,
your environment.
Because, dude, like, I'm never going to do cocaine. Not that there's anything. I mean, there is some things wrong with cocaine, but, like, I know my inner workings. Like, I'm spastic as fuck, dude. You guys know how I am. If I did cocaine, I think I just run my head in the wall, just constantly. Like, you ever seen that Family Guy when Peter was on cocaine? That'd be me, like, times 20. Like, I'm way too spastic. But, like, as far as gateway drugs go, you're going to do what is considered acceptable typically. Most people, at least. Now, there's, 20, 30% of people are just going to do whatever. And it's all about your environment. I mean, if you're around.
There you go, Robin.
If you're sitting there and your parents are drug addicts and they're doing cocaine every day, you're gonna think it's acceptable. You're way more likely to do it than somebody else. If you don't have parents, if you're from a broken home, or your guardians are doing it, or your foster parents, whatever, people you see down the street are doing it. Whatever drugs are in that community are going to be more acceptable. Or what's going to be the gateway? I mean, you're only going to seek out what you know too as well. I mean, if you're with people who are doing ever more illicit drugs, it's going to be your thing. I mean, if the really hardcore drug users aren't
and you definitely should disassociate yourself, but
it's hard too because
you're responsible for yourself no matter what environment you're in. Sometimes you can't disassociate yourself completely from that environment because maybe it's family, or maybe it's this, or maybe it's that, and that's where, like exactly what she said, the strength from within. You got to look at it like, this is what fucked up my life. Not as what's fucking up everybody else's life. Fuck your life, fuck your life, fuck your life. What's important to me is me. You do you, and I can't be around you because you're doing you, but it doesn't mean I don't love you.
Off topic, we missed 420 in the week in the UK, so it's 420 over in England, so smoke up. I know it's ironic to smoke up during a talk about drug treatment programs, but hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, no, it definitely, you gotta have a strength yourself, and it's realization more than anything. If you won't accept that you're a dipshit and look at it from that point, then guess what? You're never going to get back past it, no matter what it is, whether it's drugs, life in general.
The pill thing, Junkyard's talking about the pill thing. The pill thing was really a fuck, dude, because I'm pretty sure it was the same in the UK, but what happened over here was the makers of oxycodone and those kind of painkillers lied about the addictive quantities of it, and these doctors were going out and addicted of it. This is really a sticking point for me. I really fucking hate this about this country, that we haven't fucking prosecuted people for this. But these assholes, I don't know the name of the pharmaceutical company. Maybe somebody lows in the chat, drop it. And whenever they came out with the 2003-ish They lied about the addictive, maybe might have been the 90s, but they lied about the addictive qualities of it. And people got hooked on these oxycodones, oxycontins. Many celebs died. You've seen it. I know a lot of people in the chat maybe did it. I mean, you couldn't go to a party. You couldn't go to a party 10, 15 years ago without having Percocets there. It was just the nature of the fucking party. And then they fucking cut everything off, and people had nowhere to go because they're addicted to these pills through no fault of their fucking own. And they started switching to heroin in a lot of cases. And then the Chinese took over with the fentanyl, and it's a hot fucking mess. And there's blood in the streets on these pharmaceutical companies' hands, Dorito. There really is. These the owners of that drug need to go to jail.
There's blood on everybody's hands, bro. When it comes to that sort of stuff. But like what Nick was saying, I see that part there. My thing was, and I always did, I was always a smoker. Man, I could have went to work for Disneyland and the engineering department, dude, as an apprentice, starting off as a track checker. Okay. I did a whole bunch of work there a long time ago. I did some demo work on the In-Between Cafe, and we gutted it out, put in new equipment. The head of engineering he got to know us. This was a long project. He got to know us, really got to like me. He says, "You want a job here at Disney?" Halfway through the project. I'm like, well, fuck yeah. He says, "Okay, I know you smoke, so you need to quit smoking so you can pass the drug test." And he goes, "And you need to get a haircut." You know what I blamed not taking the job on, dude?
The haircut?
The haircut.
Yeah.
Because in reality was I didn't want to quit smoking pot for a month. That was the reality. That's how stupid that was.
Honestly, dude, my opinion on this is, I mean, I'm for
hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, for sure. Think back in the turn of the 18th, 19th century, or no, 19th, 20th century, like 1890 to like 1910 or whatever. The government never told you what to put in your body. They would let you do whatever. Now, I do think that we need regulated shit. So, like, I mean, the problem's gone beyond the point of no return, in my opinion. Like, you can't, the fentanyl affects everything. I mean, it does. The Chinese have figured out the way to get it over here, and you can't go out. Back in the day, back in the 80s, the Motley Crue, for example, was hooked every day on heroin, dude. Mickey Six would do heroin. He was found dead with fucking needles in his arm. And they got brought back to life. That's how much heroin he did. If he did the heroin that was out there today, he would be dead like 15 times over. So I think we don't really have a choice but to legalize a lot of this stuff and just regulate it. I mean, it's going to be controversial. It's going to piss a lot of people off. But at the end of the day, everybody we know, drug addict, etc., they're all human beings, dude. They're all human fucking beings. And there's nowhere for these people to go. There isn't in a lot of areas. What, go another inpatient treatment program to do what? That you can't pay for? That that it's going to be there and you're going to feel a horrible environment because it's not good people. It's not a clinical environment. It's just a fucking pseudo prison. I mean, let's be real. A lot of these treatment programs, they just I've seen it. My daughter went through them. She met her boyfriend in treatment program. It's some of it's just crazy the way they do it. I mean, we need to have a serious discussion about that stuff, man. We really do. It says Shunik, yes, please do. That's Robin. If you're looking for a great expose, fucking, you're around there, that LA area. Go out there and find those people, and get behind why they're doing this, man. Because you can't sit there and tell me you're a good American if you're out there pushing this shit as a drug company executive. I think we need jail time. We really do. I don't think any of the guys in office right now are going to do it because they're all bought off. It's easy to pay shit to go away. If they pay billions, they'll go away. It's a fucked up system. It really is. Go out there, kill millions and millions of people with your fucking bullshit drugs, and then you just get off scot-free and pay billions. It's a drop in the bucket to these people. They don't care. They don't. It really pisses me off, man. It really does. But you know how it is, man. I'm one guy, and it's hard to have a discussion about this kind of shit because people are so adamant about stuff. But at the bottom line, man, you got to think of these. Everybody's a human being, bro. Everybody is. We're all sons of our parents and God and everything else, whether you believe in God or not. We're all children of the corn, etc. Everybody out there who's taking the time to interact with people, you have to talk with friends, talk with people. Somebody messages me, I message them back. Anybody out there in the chat, everybody in the chat, I've messaged a couple times. Not every day, but if there's something going on, we always talk. And it's how it needs to be. We have to talk and communicate with people. If somebody's out there in your life and they're on something, man, find out what it is. Find out what can help. It's going to be rough. You're going to have to be tough love for some people. It is what it is. You got to work within the system too. There's some things we got to do. We can't. We wish we could do things, but there's only so much money going around, man. But the escape thing. It's the escape too. And at the end of the day, drinking's really rough, man. I can't. And I know it's hard to say because a lot of guys got cool drinking channels and stuff, and beer does taste good, man. But man, at the end of the day, I mean, I always think of the kids, like, you know, when I was drinking, like all these times I went out drinking, I could have been spending time with the kid, you know. And it's like, with weed, it's easy because you can just do whatever.
Sorry about that.
Oh, Tom's here. We got to drop. We have an intro for Tom since Tom's a celebrity. Hold on, I got to drop the Tom show one real quick.
Oh, yeah, everybody gets an entry. Yeah.
Hold on. Where's Tom's thing here? God damn it! Here we go.
We're all stars now.
Tom. Morning, Tom. Welcome to the panel. Yeah, it's oh wait, Juve Trap something. Here we go. I think it's the same over here, dude. UK has a huge heroin problem. The town of Dortmund used to be called the Brown Town because of the canals there. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's and it's horrible too because I've seen what the heroin does to people. It'll make them just lie. It'll make them lie to the point where it's stupid lies. You know what I mean? Like they'll say, somebody will say, "Are you doing heroin?" They're like, "No," and they'll be sitting there actually doing heroin. Like right then, they just don't care. You know what I mean? It's
That's one thing I could never go near, bro. That stuff. All that like needles and I mean I tried acid a couple times when I was way young. Shrooms, you know, but otherwise that, dude, it was just weed, coke.
Oh yeah, weed, shrooms, and acid. I mean, are good if you know there'll be some paranoia in there if you're doing some of those things. But I mean, if you do it with the right people, like I said, I'm not going to sit there and say don't do acid or shrooms. But if you're doing it, do it with somebody who's done it before, so you're not freaking out. You know, use it common sense wise. We have such a community to where if you wanted to do something, you could do it in a safe environment if you did it the right way. You know, something like that. Yeah, it's the meth is everywhere, JV. It's everywhere. Well, the thing is, it's so easy to make. It's so easy to make meth. I mean, you can make it, and we've kind and as a society, Dorito, we kind of glamorized it a little bit with what was that? Breaking Bad was making meth. I don't even know the name of the show, but
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of bad for that shit, bro. It's I don't like it.
I actually have a lot of animosity towards that stuff, dude. Me myself personally, and it wasn't because of money.
I would be too because I mean,
it didn't make me a thief. It didn't, you know, it wasn't never a money issue. It was I never had those issues with that, and it didn't do that sort of stuff to me. But it fucks your head up, dude. You know, it really does. Disregard on the other side. It really does.
There's underlying mental health issues in this country that we just haven't addressed for decades. I mean, let's be real. I mean, they got rid of all psych hospitals in the 70s and 80s, and they just been rubber banding it ever since. And people, like what she says, why Robin asked the question, why do people feel the need to escape reality? And that's a good point. Why should we be sitting around here high all the time, drunk all the time? You know, stuff like that. Well, for one, weed's good. So
there's plenty of ways of getting high besides doing drugs, bro. And you know, I mean, me hanging out with my kids, doing some stuff with them, that's a better high than anything.
Oh yeah.
You know, me going in the buggies, dude, and running the buggies and jumping them and doing all that stuff. It's more of a high than anything. And I never understood that when I was younger. I remember people used to say, "Hey, you can go get high off life." What the hell are you talking about? High off life? Yeah, let me go take a deep breath and step outside. Scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? You know? No.
Well, escape. I mean, the party can. I mean, it's like this, man. I look at weed. It's like this. It's like an enhancer. It's like you could go out there and you could wear flip flops, or you go out there and wear nice comfortable shoes. Weed is a nice comfortable shoe. You know what I mean? I can sit here and go on YouTube. And I mean, weed's different too with the creativity too. Like it's a creative, it actually is medicine. Now, do some of us use that definition of medicine a little more flexibly than others? Maybe a little bit. But I mean, you know, it's not harming anything. Like after this, I'm going to go kick it with the kids and do shit with the kids all day. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is you have to.
I believe in CBD. Me, myself. I'm a firm.
Right, you have to balance the whatever drugs you're doing, you know, with what's going on in life. I mean, if you need to escape, that's fine, but you can't escape your responsibilities.
Yeah, I guess that's the main thing to take out of this whole conversation about do rehabs work? Again, saying the same thing. They work as well as anything would that you put into it. If you're just doing it because everybody else is making you and you think it's the dumbest thing in the world, no matter what it is, it ain't gonna work.
Oh yeah, I mean, you ever seen the meme that says rock bottom? You know when you get there. When you hit that rock bottom, you'll know it's time. And some
There's
people
one rehab that does work, and Mick talked about it earlier, and that's prison and jail, bro.
There's people who people who just don't care. There's people who are never gonna want to quit. I mean, we have to take that into consideration too. There are people who would rather just get drunk every day than say fuck it. If I can't drink every day, either kill me or put me in jail. That's the thing.
But if they're sitting there getting drunk, and this is the truth, if they're sitting there getting drunk all day long and they're at home and they're not doing nothing to nobody and they're taking it upon themselves to destroy themselves and they're not destroying others, hey, I feel sorry for you. I'm here for you if you need me, but I'm not going to steer you in any direction. You got to steer yourself because, again, you tell somebody that does that all day long and that's the way they want to live their life, they're going to hate you for it. And you could say, hey, I wish you would change and I'm there for you, bro, if you need me and this and that. But, like what's the saying? You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink, and that's with everything.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Also with, everybody not everybody, but there's a lot of people with, different stuff out there, PTSD, ADHD, like Doofus saying.
Yeah, I got
if you want things, weed helps with that, just dealing with just the day to day. I mean, it really does. It really does. But
I always got to be fidgeting. That's my thing. Yeah, I'm ADD big time.
This is a great message to close out on. Robin says, I think it goes better with drugs first, then rock, then sex. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't know. I'm about 52 right now, so it's going, a nice sandwich.
Sandwiches are good. Sandwiches are really good, bro.
Yeah. Some good rock and some good punk on occasion, too. And,
you can't. It depends on the thing. As you can get it. Like I could get it because I'm a vet, but like a lot of people, they either have to go to free rehab. I mean, there's different programs, so that depends on your insurance, kind of thing, like that. But
yeah. And me myself, I got lucky, but there is a lot of places, especially like people don't even realize that NA really isn't shit, or AA. It isn't shit. It don't cost a lot of money. You got to buy the book. You just go in there. And you take out of it what you're going to get from it. And you can, like, if you're a comedian, you could go in one of those meetings, dude, and pick up so much fucking material.
Oh, yeah.
But, the whole thing is it's going to work for you or it's not going to work for you. You go to the church will help you. You got problems with the church. That's one of the biggest places money-wise. People say, I don't have the money for it. You go to the church, man. The church will help you. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you really, really want help and you're authentic with yourself and not none of this, oh, I need to quit drinking when everybody says they want to quit drinking when they're drunk and they're feeling bad. That's just the way it goes. But if you're authentic with yourself and you're true to what you want to do, you actually want to quit drinking, anybody would help you if you're real about it and you're not kidding yourself. If you're doing the bullshit, I want to quit this and that, and you don't make any effort, people just go see right through that. You know what I mean? But if you're authentic, people are always going to be there to help you. Always going to be there to help you. All right, Robin, do you give us permission to close out on your bounce? Because I know a lot of the guys want to be cheered up by the Robin bounce. So let us know if we can end it on the Robin bounce. I want to get permission before I air it because I'm like that. I'm like that. Let us know if we can end it on you, Robin. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we will close with Miss Robin taking us home. And thanks for coming out. Cheers, everyone. We'll talk to you tomorrow. The topic tomorrow is going to be songs that get stuck in your head. It's going to be annoying as fuck. Thanks for coming out, guys. We'll see you.